Okay, so before we get this video started, make sure you guys log into Marvel Future Fight today and enter this code right here. MFF will continue, because this is going to give you 300 free crystals that you can then use to purchase new uniforms or put towards purchasing a crystal character like Adam Warlock, Emma Frost, Mystique, Sabretooth, Iceman, etc. Whatever you want to do with it, maybe you want to save it. But make sure you log in within the next 5 days and use this coupon code. If you're on iOS, I am going to leave a link in the description or in the pinned comment for this video. You can click on that link and you can go there and enter the information and cash in the coupon there, because if you're on an iOS device, you will not be able to cash in the crystal coupon code in game, but you can still get it. So make sure you use that link that I'm going to post in the description or in the pinned comment. That being said, let's jump into the video. So as you can see right here, if you log in within the next 5 days, you're going to be getting a free Transcended character. And I had a few people hit me up in the comments and on Discord asking for me to rank all of the characters that you can choose, because this year they decided to include quite a few options. So what I'm going to be doing is breaking these characters into 5 different categories in hopes that it can help you decide which one you want to choose from this selector. With that being said, let's jump right into it. We're going to knock out the characters that are only useful for story mode fragment farming. And we're going to start with War Tiger. This character is only useful for Shadowland and story mode fragment farming. Nothing else. He is super weak compared to the other characters here. Same goes for Elsa Bloodstone. Even though she has a uniform and he doesn't, she's even weaker than him because of the fact that her uniform is all the way back from 2017. One of the weakest, if not the weakest character in here. Unfortunately, Elsa Bloodstone is only useful for story mode fragment farming and stuff like Shadowland. We're also going to put Spider-Gwen in this category because although she can do World Boss Legend, she has a heal, she has, I would say, decent damage. She can't do past like stage 20 in World Boss Legend, and for me personally, if a character can't do past stage 20, that's a problem, and I don't think that's a character that many people should be investing in. Same goes for Red Guardian. Red Guardian is very weak, so I'm gonna put him in the story mode fragment farming category. You're definitely not going to get much out of him. We're also going to be putting Red Skull in this category as well. Yes, he has that hero killer passive that gives him 120% extra damage against heroes, but it's really not going to equate to much in today's meta. The heroes are just so strong, or at least the heroes at the top of the game. People like Big Sexy, aka Wong, people like Adam Warlock, Spider-Man, the heroes that matter, Red Skull can't kill them. So because of that, he's not really useful for PvP. Only thing you're going to get done with him is Shadowland and story mode fragment farming. We're also going to put Bullseye in this category. He is arguably the best character in here. However, since we now have Green Goblin and Electro, his place in squad battle is now gone and he's no longer worth building, especially since even though he has decent damage, he doesn't have any kind of healing in his kit, which makes him very bad for high-end content, World Boss Legend more specifically. The next character I'm going to be putting in here is Amadeus Cho. Amadeus Cho, even though he has damage accumulation and a small heal in his kit, he's not really going to do much for you outside of story mode fragment farming. His damage is just not good enough, and neither is his survivability. Compared to the top 50 or top 60 characters in the game right now, his uniform is not worth buying. To be honest, I should put Elsa like at the very back here, and I guess if we're going from left to right, this makes the most sense. Moving on, we have the Alliance Conquest characters. I'm gonna put Shadow Shell in Alliance Conquest because she actually has a really good team, which is the Warriors of the Sky with Blue Dragon and Sunbird. So if you play Alliance Conquest, it's a good idea to actually transcend this character. She's an intricate part of the Warriors of the Sky because she gives them damage reduction, and that can help them stay alive a little bit longer so they can one-shot with their awakened skill. Definitely not the best character on this list though. The next character we're gonna put on this list is Jessica Jones. She's a niche support for the defenders. The defenders are slowly falling off, as do all characters, because of the fact that this is a mobile game. So as the months and the years roll by, characters get replaced. The defenders are no longer as strong as they were, but Jessica Jones and what she offers to the defenders is still quite valuable, whether it's for World Boss Legend if you're using Iron Fist, or for Alliance Conquest if you're using Luke Cage. So do keep that in mind. Luke Cage, unfortunately, is no longer strong enough to compete, and I say compete, in timeline battle. Emma Frost and Adam Warlock are just too big of a part of the meta right now. They're gonna kill him so quickly that using him in timeline battle is a liability. Farewell and RIP to my man, Luke Cage. Next up, we have Moon Knight. Now, many of you guys may want to choose Moon Knight from this list because of the fact that he's due for a uniform for his TV show, and I would say in about 2 or 3 months we're gonna get an update that gives us the Moon Knight Disney Plus TV show uniform. So if you have the most valuable characters in this tier list, then maybe you want to pick up Moon Knight. We'll get to the most valuable characters in a second, okay? The next character I'm going to put on here is Heimdall. Heimdall is either right in front of Luke Cage or right behind him. It really comes down to how well you have him built and if you have his artifact. Heimdall is not really useful anywhere else outside of Alliance Conquest. So we're going to put him right here. Do keep in mind that every single character here, every single character on this tier list is valuable for story mode fragment farming, because the more awakened / transcended characters you have, the more fragments you will be able to farm each month, and that could result in you getting more CTPs, more EOD, more TCP, more Odins, more premium cards, etc. The next character we're going to put on this list is Medusa. She's also a niche support character for the Inhumans. However, the Inhumans are not relevant at this moment in time, and if they do return at some point, I believe that Medusa will be getting a new uniform, and the only way that she can support the Inhumans is if she has this uniform. So realistically, not the wisest idea to transcend Medusa over some of the other characters. I think Jessica Jones is currently more valuable than Medusa. That's my personal opinion on that. Next up is Silk. Silk is the strongest character here for the World Boss category. However, you need her premium uniform, which you can only acquire during the summer, and you have to spend money to get it. So if you are free to play, this uniform is not going to be available to you. So this character may as well just be down here if you are free to play. But if you spend a little money, or if you're willing to spend a little bit of money, she is one of the better characters, if not one of the best characters that you could choose from this selector. Moving on, we are going to put Human Torch right here in front of Iron Fist and behind Silk. If you are free to play, Human Torch is one of the best characters that you could choose here. Even though he's falling off, he's still quite powerful, and because of the fact that he has burn, you can also use him in ABX, but he's not really the strongest ABX character. We have Doctor Strange now. You can use him for Blast Male, or Mephisto, which you can use for Blast Villain. However, Human Torch is still quite powerful for World Boss Legend, especially if you build the rest of the Fantastic Four. The most valuable characters. First and foremost, we're gonna put Dr. Octopus. Dr. Octopus is definitely the most valuable character here, so if you don't have him transcended, he's the one that you should choose, simply because if you pick up this uniform, you will be able to use him for combat supervillain in ABX, which he's able to keep up with Kingpin on the seasons that he can actually cancel the roar by himself. Do keep that in mind, especially if you pick up his artifact. He's very, very useful, and in addition to that, he's also quite powerful for World Boss Legend. So anything that these guys can do, he can do it as well, and he's also meta for a piece of content. None of these guys here are meta for ABX, squad battle, or anything. So Dr. Octopus, definitely the most valuable player on this list. Coming in right behind him is actually Sif. And Sif is meta for Extreme Alliance Battle on the Combat Female Day if you have this uniform, because it gives you 45% extra damage to boss types, and she's a little bit weaker than Moon Knight and Iron Fist in terms of their World Boss Legend potential. However, do keep in mind that Thor Love and Thunder is coming up, and I have seen people speculate that she might be getting a new uniform, so maybe you don't want to choose Sif because of the fact that if you do choose her from the selector, you will need to buy her uniform to get any value out of the character. If you simply transcend her and not pick up her uniform, she will be useless because she does not have the support passive natively. She needs the uniform to transform her into a leader for combat characters and a support character for all PvE content. Dr. Octopus is a similar situation. Without this specific uniform, he is useless. All of the characters shown here, they need this uniform to be where they are. However, you probably don't want to buy a uniform for anybody in the story mode fragment farming category. Okay, maybe you care about Alliance Conquest, maybe you like the Defenders and you want that niche support from Jessica Jones, maybe you like to use Black Bolt or even Medusa herself. She can do like lower levels in World Boss Legend. She's a self-buffing lead, but in my personal opinion, these are the only characters that you want to go for from the Transcended selector, and that's only if you are willing to pick up the uniform for Iron Fist, Human Torch, Silk, Dr. Octopus, and Sif. For Moon Knight, you should not be buying his uniform because his TV show just ended, and usually following a Disney Plus TV show ending, within about 3 or 4 months, we can expect to see a uniform for that character. So I expect the same to be the case for Moon Knight. So ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna wrap the video here. Hopefully this was helpful. I'm gonna try to get this out as quickly as possible so you guys can make a solid decision. I personally will be choosing Dr. Octopus on my free-to-play account since I already have his uniform and I've been waiting for this Transcended selector. Eventually I will build up Sif, and if she doesn't get a new uniform for Thor Love and Thunder, I'll double back and pick this uniform up. That being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.